It is Friday, time for the Concord Food Co-op. Morning, Greg.
Good morning.
Did you have a good Christmas?
Oh, absolutely.
Santa good to you?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
It was a very relaxing, nice Christmas. It was very nice.
You had a relaxing Christmas?
Can you believe it?
Wow, what's that like?
I know.
Yeah. And it started with cooking some bacon and eggs on the wood stove. So great way to start. Great way to start.
Nice.
And that put you in a
that's-
good mood.
Keep it
Yeah.
simple.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what. The timing of this is actually perfect because I come from a large family, and Christmas Day I went over to my brother's, and everybody brings something. So there was a turkey and gravy, there was a ham, there was meatball subs, there was Chinese food, and then of course a ton of desserts and salads.
Will you adopt us?
So, I had to try it all and be courteous to everybody that brought something. And so I've gained weight, and now I'm not in a very good mood. So that maybe is the end of the story. Eat too much, and you don't, you feel depressed. Maybe that's all we have to talk about today. But maybe there's more to the story.
Wow.
I think there's more to the story.
Okay.
That's good.
Was it a good Christmas for the co-op?
Oh, it was unbelievably busy this year. Yeah, it was. It's phenomenal how well the Co-op was doing. I mean, the shelves, they were just restocking just constantly.
great.
Is there
I got some frozen turkeys for Christmas from my husband from the co-op.
Oh, yes. Is that
It
what
was
that
a great co-op deal.
Yeah.
Is there a letdown now, business-wise?
A little bit, but I think this week there's an awful lot of people that are on vacation. If driving in, the streets are pretty empty.
Yeah, it's kind of nice driving right now.
Yeah.
But people are gathered and they need to eat.
Yeah, but
You know?
even the day before Christmas, it was very, very busy in there. You would think people would have their shopping done by that point, or at least their grocery shopping.
Yeah,
You got to get
true.
all that chocolate for the stocking stuffers.
Oh yes, that.
Ooh. So Roundup must have been taking
Round it
some
up.
wonderful jumps up.
Yes, this will be a record-breaking month for the
Wow.
Pope Memorial SPCA. They're somewhere around 5,000 or a little bit over.
That's huge.
So
Amazing.
since April, it'll be close to 30,000 raised for local nonprofits. So all these pennies and 30, 40 cents.
You really
things.
don't think about that, but
Spectacular.
I again, not to be ingratiating, but man, I applaud you. I mean, you're right. It's penny, dime, quarter, 50 cents, whatever. It adds up to 5,000. It's like, wow, what nonprofit doesn't want to see 5,000 coming in the door?
Right.
So thank you for
Pope
that.
Memorial. It's they have just people love their pets. And so that organization has such a great base of support.
Who's the next beneficiary in January?
NAMI, New Hampshire.
That's right.
Oh,
NAMI,
NAMI,
National
that's right.
Alliance on Mental Illness.
All right. Okay, cool. So we're going to talk, because you're feeling bloated.
Yes, I am.
And you're in a bad mood. We're going to talk mood and food.
Yes.
Okay. Hey.
So avoidance is one thing, but some of the other things that I guess cause the reactions of the food to your mood. I guess a lot of times you don't necessarily make that connection. So I guess I'm interested in hearing some of the things that I'm doing wrong and how that affects me.
Julieann Hartley back with us, local music therapist and nutritional therapist in the girls' Stowe, Vermont.
No.
I want Vermont
I
back.
did not steal Vermont, to be clear. My niece.
That was
did.
your niece. That was your niece.
Your niece stole Vermont. I want it back. She uses music and nutritional
Allegedly.
therapy
Very good. Very good. We are on the radio. It is allegedly.
to address a variety of conditions, including dementia, developmental disabilities, anxiety, and children who have been affected by the opioid crisis. She recently released a new album called Miss Julieann, Therapeutic Songs for Kids. For more information, you go to MissJulieann.com. And, I have people walking in, they're going,
Where's Vermont?
"Where's Vermont?" I said, "Go talk to Julieann." So, we're still throwing you under the bus for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's
It's all
a
funny.
terrible thing
So
to
how you
do.
doing? You look good.
I'm on PICC line antibiotics right now and
Okay.
some pretty intense medications to save my brain from the Lyme disease. But I'm
Still, huh?
This is
It never
it
goes
got
away?
pretty bad this fall. It was bad.
Yeah, I
it was
know.
Like
Yeah.
my neurologist told me my brain was turning to stew, and I needed to just chill out in bed for a while.
Well, you want a job in radio? You'll be perfect.
Seriously, just all garbled up. But this is the first week in 7 months where I feel like things are starting to get better instead of worse.
Awesome. Good
And
for you.
I think the medications are working in my favor. So I'm
So,
really
so
grateful.
what did the medication? How did the medication alter your
My mood?
for food?
Oh, well, I mean, obviously I'm on a lot of antibiotics, so I have to take a lot of probiotics and eat a lot of sauerkraut and just making sure I'm eating a lot of fermented foods to kind of support my gut throughout all this.
Oh,
Yeah, and I just, I'm being really careful about
Yeah.
sugar and grains. Grains have always made my arthritis and anxiety
Yeah, but you've been that way
worse.
for a while. This is not new information.
No, yep. So I'm just still, I've always been very cautious with my diet to begin with and eating a lot of really high quality meat and fat and
so
mostly
Greg and I.
greens and vegetables. But, and I just, the holidays were no different for me. I might have had a little bit more chocolate than usual.
Right,
but,
because the temptation is there and it's all out there.
I'm on meds where they have to monitor my liver and my kidneys every single week. So I'm not, this is not my time to indulge in a pizza or something.
Right,
Gotcha.
right.
Gotcha.
Speaking of pizza, that's what I'm having for lunch. Good point.
Yeah, there you go. And again, the Lyme disease, which is one of the things that I, and again, give props to Greg. We've brought this to the forefront numerous occasions on this show. Does it ever go away?
Oh gosh. I don't know if I would be the person to answer that. My understanding is that you can put it in remission when it gets to the point that I have it. For just as a reminder to folks who don't know my whole story, I had it for a very long time.
We only have half an hour.
Yeah, I had it for a very long time before I was diagnosed and ever treated.
Right.
And at that point, it was clear I had neurological impact from it, probably neurological infection. And at that point, my understanding is I've seen some people have reported that they've completely they're cured, so to say. Some people call it they're in remission.
Yeah.
I've been well many times before on antibiotics, but a few months later, it always tends to come back. So, I'm not really sure what will happen.
All right, but you're on the well trend right now.
I'm on the well
That's
trend
good.
right now.
So let's roll with that.
I'm
That's
grateful.
great.
And somebody who's very stuck up, because I stuck in your office. I waved to you twice. You ignored me both times.
Really?
Yeah, don't even go there, Amanda. Dr. Amanda Hegnauer, licensed primary care naturopathic doctor in the state of New Hampshire, in Warner, as a matter of fact. She earned her doctorate from Southwest College of Naturopathic Medicine in Tempe, Arizona. And as a family doctor, she sees patients of all ages.
Did you realize she also does Lyme work?
Yes.
I didn't know that until today. We just came.
You should have listened to the show
that's
last
awesome.
time. She was
Yeah,
laughing at it. Yeah. No, but I snuck in, cut through Warner Pharmacy. And
keep trying.
And you're like talking to somebody like, fine, be that way. But that's okay. And actually, I referred two people to you as well.
Oh, great.
That's okay.
Nice.
That's all right.
so much.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So it's all good because somebody said, I need. I said, Amanda, go see Amanda.
Yep.
And they went,
you.
oh, thank you. So I don't know if you got new patients, but
I
we're
do.
trying.
Yeah, thank you. I
you go.
appreciate that so much.
okay, we know why she's here. Why are you here?
I just like the conversation.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
right.
I like it.
Right.
So how was your Christmas?
It was really lovely. It was so nice. And
What did you eat?
you don't want to know.
Yeah, I know. I've been full for like 3 nights.
Yeah.
Just like full at bed. Like I shouldn't be this full, but
You
I'm.
should have like a post-Christmas fasting tradition.
Yeah, well, because it was just all there.
No,
it was
Yeah.
all there.
There was a story yesterday on one of the major news networks that said fasting, sporadic fasting can
Intermittent.
extend your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And I went, really? And I retrieved the story, have not looked at it yet, but I went, well, that's kind of cool. Why would sporadic?
Yeah, it was. If you ate in a 6-hour period of the day and then fasted the balance.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
intermittent fasting is a really big deal right now. A lot of folks are
No,
doing
why?
it.
What's the benefit?
I think it's a really good question. I think, well, first of all, naturopathic medicine, everyone is an individual. So I feel as though it works for some and it doesn't work for others.
Right.
But I also feel as though it gives your body enough time to sort of rest and digest. And so, therefore, you're utilizing the nutrients that are coming in. You're able to metabolize. Then your body is able to say, okay, now I need some more, nutrients and that type of thing.
Right.
So I feel as though that's kind of how it.
So you're saying 6 hours, eat within a 6-hour period of time, and then fast for 18?
That's what it said. Yeah.
Right. We're not talking about I'm going 5 days with just water and lemons.
Okay.
But
You know,
even if that's hard for you, like I've seen a lot of research or even suggesting eating within 8 or 9 or 10-hour window instead of eating 18 hours throughout the day. You think about it, some people have their first calories come in at 7 or 8 a.m. and then maybe they have like a late night snack at 10 or 11 p.m. and that's a full day of digesting food, and our body doesn't do so well at healing and repairing itself when it's also digesting food.
Of course, it's like that chill you
Makes
get,
sense.
that chill you
Yes,
get
you have
before
to
you
give it a
get up
break.
from the table, where because everything has gone to your belly to help it. Digestion is happening, and all of your cells go there, and you get a little chill,
Right, and you
because
know
they're
that-
not keeping you warm anymore.
There's a reason why generally when you have a cold, you may lose your appetite a little bit, and I think that's just part of the body shifting focus from digestion to kind of
Taking
healing
care of
and
your cold,
repairing.
yeah,
Yeah.
because your body
Or
does do that.
when you get a cold, soup looks good. Anything else? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soup's good. I can do soup.
Yeah, I mean, I'm drinking broth right now. I'm in a pretty recovery state, and broth is one thing I can always tolerate. and
Now, see,
deal
I know
with.
people that want to have their big meal of the day at like 2, something like that, instead of having it at 6 o'clock at night.
And that's all the individual thing, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think at the core of it, that's what's so important to remember. It's, you know, eating this time hour window may in general help some people, but in general, that may be really detrimental to others. And I think it's the most important key here is like learn your body, learn
Right. Yeah.
what works for you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So true. And we had the opportunity to chat a little bit before we started chatting here about Lyme disease and autoimmune concerns and that kind of thing. And so, like for me, where I have an autoimmune concern,
Right.
and so I have to eat little and often, or else I'll put myself right into hypoglycemia.
Bingo.
So for
Yep.
me, I can't really do that, even though I would love to do that. I can. I'll
How
wake up
often do you have to eat?
every few hours. I
Really?
should.
Okay.
Yeah, because of my cortisol levels, because of
Little
Lyme
lots.
disease, because
Yep.
of all these different things. So for me, that doesn't really work. I will get the, what do they call it? The hangry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, right.
Food and mood. I will not be a happy person. You don't want to come
But I
into
mean,
my office.
is this not? Oh, that's why you weren't waving at me.
Exactly. I wasn't eating.
So is
So
it
come
just-
back with
I
a
know.
Snickers bar.
Yeah,
okay?
really.
Yeah.
So is it
Yeah,
little
Snickers.
picky food?
Oh, okay, all right. Find out what her
is it
fave
picky
is.
food every couple of hours, or like real food? Like
Well,
I'm
it's-
having a sub, and I'm, you know,
Is that
I mean,
real food?
well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's more grazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is
Yeah.
more
Okay.
grazing, and I prefer to have that big meal in the middle of the day, like you had mentioned,
Right.
because then that holds me over to get to the evening. But again, it's all your pathology. It's
Right.
all what you're going through.
It's individual.
Yeah.
It's up to it's
totally
you. It's you, and
individual.
and this
Yeah.
plan does not work for everybody.
Right.
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 But do I need you, somebody
Yes.
like you, to tell me?
It all depends.
Okay.
I have folks who come
Give me
in
a,
and
give me a damn answer. Yes,
feel
no.
like-
Well, I know, but
in
It
the
all
best-
depends.
The
Yeah.
best doctors I tend to find are the best guides. They're the
Yeah.
best ones at helping you learn how
Yeah.
to read your body.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But at first
Because I
meeting-
think I know my body, and you might be going, yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
But she
Yeah.
doesn't know if you know your body.
But
Right.
but what are some things that people don't know about what they're eating and how it's affecting their mood? You know that what
So like sugar, inflammation, some folks with and jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah, causing more anxiety. All the inflammation it goes back to like say cortisol and that type of thing, hormones,
Hold
and
on,
there's
hang on, back up.
know.
Explain cortisol for people who don't know.
So okay.
Oh, we're talking
Yeah.
up here. I
Yeah,
want
I
to come down here a
apologize.
little bit.
Cortisol
So
summary.
Cortisol is our stress hormone that comes from the adrenal gland. It's one of my most favorite hormones. It basically balances you out when you're running from the bear, when you're in that sympathetic mode. So digestion, your sleep circadian rhythms, blood pressure. So anything your body goes through as you're running from the bear, and that when I say that too, that's mental, emotional, that's physical, anything that puts you in that sympathetic mode.
Okay.
In your normal, healthy person, it gets excreted, balances you out, then comes down. A lot of the times when you're under a good amount of stress, which we might all be under, especially right now.
Right, especially holidays. Yeah.
It's constantly being excreted and it's constantly balancing you out. But then, like any other organ system, it gets a little bit tired. You're not able to excrete that cortisol.
It's not able to keep up with
It
your
can't
stress
keep up.
level. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then
so it
that's
just
when you
gets-
need the extra cup of coffee in the morning
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
your body's not naturally producing enough cortisol, or it's
Yep.
producing it in the middle of the night, and
Yep.
so maybe you're waking up frequently throughout the night.
Exactly.
But
and then
but what's the
you're relying
mood
on
that
it.
I mean? What's the correlation between the food and the mood versus inflammation? That's not a mood, So what are people
Usually,
feeling or
I
experiencing?
feel like it translates as anxiety for a lot of people. It can be feeling low, feeling depressed, feeling sluggish, feeling foggy brain, feeling really tired. All those things can be off if
What causes the
your
mood
cortisol's off.
swings? If there's a ledge over here, and one time my mood is like, yeah, I could make that jump, And then like an hour or two later, it's like, seriously? There's no way I'd think about that. You get that mood swing like, I can do anything. This is great. Is it sugar?
I think part of it is sugar, because I was just going off on a tangent on the cortisol levels,
Right.
and you mentioned the coffee. So it's like folks are relying on the coffee, or the caffeine that draws from your cortisol level. You're up and then crash down.
Same with sugar.
So same as sugar. Cortisol also breaks down your fats and proteins into sugar, and then gets broken down even further into ATP to be utilized for energy.
Right.
Sorry, I had to go there.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, and so then again, that's that up and down. So your sugars and your caffeines, and then you need more, right? Because then you're just like, oh, I want to jump or whatever that may be. Then you need more to pull you out of it.
We talk about giving, setting children up for, mental success throughout the day.
Right.
And then we give them giant bowls of sugary cereal or these super carby, refined carby Pop-Tarts or, whatever,
right.
all these refined processed things.
Well, it's so grab and go. It's grab and
we
go.
are setting them up for a day of behavioral issues at school with these
because they're
foods.
going to come down.
Yeah.
See, this is why I love having Julieann and Amanda in here, because they give you bad news, but they're smiling while they do it.
No, but it's good
Greg
news.
and I don't have that
It's good
capability.
news if you use it. Good
Oh my
news
God!
if you use
And so you
it.
go up, and then it crashes.
Thanks,
Amanda.
What
Okay,
a
great.
powerful tool, though, if you are a parent and you have I work a lot with parents who have children with a plethora of behavioral issues, right? And how powerful if you realize, there is something I can help to make this better. Like, there is something I can do. I can give my child a balanced meal versus Cheetos before they go off to school.
Yeah.
And I can't even tell you how many kids I have worked with who came into my sessions, my music therapy sessions, eating this processed food junk, and then their parents are wondering, why is my child off the wall all day long?
I know. But all I have time for is to give them that bagged snack in the car that I didn't have time to put together
I find
by hand.
Most parents just didn't know.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. How many adults are aware of the correlation between their mood versus what they consumed a little bit earlier? Or, I mean, it doesn't seem like, it seems like I would blame it on my sleep. It's just like, I'm really kind of groggy today. I must not have slept well enough versus something I consumed.
Yeah, I find a balance. Some folks I'm really, really fortunate to have lovely patients, and a lot of them do know a lot, and maybe I'll even learn something from them, which is wonderful. But then others don't. But I also understand, too, we live in this, it's the grab and go lifestyle.
It's
and
tough.
The kids are, drop-offs and pickups, and so what do you do? But then as working with the children, I find, so we're going to modify this lifestyle for the kids, but then that branches out throughout the whole family. The next thing you know, mom or dad has to only cook one meal instead of 3 or 4, and so then it branches out, and then it probably makes our job a little bit easier too, and so they're learning as they go. So that's the goal in my office.
And hopefully passing it on to the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
In an ideal world.
Ding, ding, ding. All right, we got to take a quick break. We'll be back with more of mood and food after this. All right, Amanda.
Yes.
Give you a chance to wrap up. Mood and food. We're coming into the new year still. Super Bowl parties and New Year's and blah, blah.
Yep.
Okay, moderation?
Moderation.
Okay.
Absolutely moderation. And we were just talking about food sensitivities, which is a whole different
whole different
topic.
subject,
Yeah, keep those in mind as you're going through the holidays, but everything in moderation. Consider a cleanse afterwards. Get this, which is, again, another whole topic.
And when cleanse, it doesn't even have to be like a juice fast or anything like that. It can be like, let's just get back to real food for a week or two, greens and high quality meats and high quality
Lots of
oils.
colors.
So if I throw moderation to the wind, and just pig out. Can I come see you in January?
Absolutely. And I will put my foot down and say yes or no, this is what you're doing. And
That's what I want to hear.
Okay.
Be definitive.
Yes, I'm happy to do that.
Wow. So are these pointers for you, Greg? I mean, you've got holiday parties coming up.
Moderation. That's still like.
That's a tough one.
That's a hard sell.
But some people really do struggle with moderation. In that case, maybe it's worth doing a month without something in particular.
You know what? A lot of people in January do that.
Yep.
Yeah, I tend to be an all or nothing kind of person, so I get being.
Concord Food Co-op, Greg, thank you for 2019. I know you've already working on 2020.
It's
Looking forward to
completely
it.
scheduled. Great lineup.
Yeah.
Great
Love
lineup.
it. Love it. Love it.
If you're in the mood for real food, it's Concord Food Co-op.